It is. And, I'm glad you brought that up because, one, I think it's great that people, and this is going to sound crazy, and there's going to be people on this call that are going to think I'm nuts when I say this, but I think it's great that the times have tightened up because I think it forces all of us to take a really hard look at where are we spending our dollars. And as we go back through our budgets, I think that a lot of people are finding a ton of waste where they're spending money in places that has absolutely no value and brings no return. And what they ought to be doing is focusing on spending money on those things that have value and bring value to their business and their family and then create return. And yeah, I do. Eric, I agree with you 100%. I think, if anything, people should be spending more time on their business and on their education now and more money on that than they ever have before.
Well, Mike, I could talk to you for hours about these things, and we're well into our call. I want to get into our bullet points, and for those of you who have received the flyers, we're going to talk through these bullet points. And if you're not getting our flyers, please email me at eric.frazier@wellsfargo.com, and we'll make sure you get added to the mailing list. The title of our program today is Generating Short Sales and Retail Listing Leads 101. And I like the 101, Mike. It's really going back to the basics, isn't it?
It is, and that's the challenge. Too many people think there's a magic pill out there, and in reality, hey, work is just that. It's work. And you got to roll up your sleeves and get busy and get to work and get a little dirty from time to time. Don't be afraid to pick up that phone. Don't be afraid to knock on that door. And I'll tell you, the people that are making the most money today, there has never been more opportunity in our industry than there is right now.
Wow.
And for anybody to say that there's no business out there to be had, they are asleep at the wheel. I'll tell you what, I have had my best year ever. I've worked less than I ever have before. I've made more money than I ever have before. And I'll tell you that it's about getting focused and about getting back to basics.
So you're really speaking about attitudes, people's perception of the marketplace, of their commitment to the business at hand, to the work that needs to be done, and also to lead generation. What is why is there such a perception, and whether it be negative, let's say a negative perception about lead generation, and about the business opportunity as a whole?
Well, Eric, the big challenge with people's perception about lead generation right now is they think, hey, if I had more leads, I'd make more money. And man, that is just not true. It's kind of like motivation. Jim Rohn said it best. He said motivation is not enough. If you have an idiot and you motivate him, now you've got a motivated idiot. And that doesn't get you anywhere. What you need is lead generation coupled with lead conversion. And the problem is, I get, our buyer's agents will tell me this once in a while, well, Michael, if you gave me more leads, I'd sell more homes. And I say, well, wait a minute. I gave you the same amount of leads I gave this other buyer's agent, and this other buyer's agent closed 5 times as many houses this month as you did. They closed 10, you closed 2. Why is it that with the same number of leads? Well, they got better leads. No, they didn't. They got the same, and every single month this production looks this way. So really, we need to get away from thinking I need more leads, and we need to learn how to handle the leads that we have.
Wow, that's a great point. So handling the leads you have, let's first talk about really the source of those leads. Where they, because perhaps they're not experiencing the success they should be with the leads they have because they're not quality leads. What are some of the sources?
Well, we use the Internet's a great source. We do a lot of branded sites as well as unbranded or stealth sites. Some of our branded sites, for example, would be if you go to 30daysale.com. That's one of my real estate sites. And interestingly, it's not a real sexy site. It's a very, in fact, it's really kind of an ugly website, but it converts like a madman. And we use Tiger Lead Solutions has been a good one. I know a lot of people are using Boomtown now. There's some other great ones out there. Craigslist.com, another great one. Craigslist has been a real good source of leads for us. Teleprospecting, so picking up the phone. This is one, it doesn't cost you any money to do it. And this is the one that blows me away. Everybody tells me, well, Michael, I want to be able to buy leads, or I want to be able to go out and I want to, send out a mailer and have people call me. let's remember that it's work. It's a job. Pick up the phone. For free, you can log into your multiple listing association, pull up all the expireds for the day, and call them. And you know what? If you call enough expireds, you're going to get some listings. 80% of those people are going to relist their home. So don't be lazy. Get on that phone. There is no excuse for someone out there right now that's motivated and that's willing to work hard. There's zero excuse for them not to make money in today's market. For sale by owners, you can call for sale by owners. You can call notices of default, people who have received a notice of default on their property or notice of trustee sale. And then, of course, there's direct marketing. Now, you got to spend a little money for direct marketing. You have mail-outs and that sort of thing. But, again, direct marketing works really well for expired, FSBOs. And so there's all kinds of great sources out there to bring in leads. But you've got to get on it.
Michael, now, in your real estate company, you've hired agents to work for you. Have you ever had to fire an agent for perhaps not working, or what were the? Because you're mentioning it's work, you know, and what is a typical agent actually spending at work? What's been your experience of the agents who work for you that if they're actually spending working the business?
Well, I'll tell you, the ones that work make money. You know, and yes, I've had to fire agents. I fired more agents than I've kept. In fact, when we go through our interview process, it's funny. We'll interview 34 to 35 agents before we hire one, and we'll hire 10 to keep 2. And so most of the people that first of all, it's hard to become a member of my team. Second of all, if you do become a member of my team, you only got a 20% chance of making it past 6 months. And why is that? Because I'm not going to keep dead weight. I'm going to keep people that are going to work hard. They're going to follow the systems because we know the systems work. And, you know, I'll give you a perfect example. I've got one buyer's agent. She's a single mom, 22 years old. You know, this is a person that's got a lot of, you know, brand new to the business, you know, not a lot of experience, that got a lot of responsibility on her plate at a very young age. Well, let me tell you, she's my best producer. This woman goes out and she will sell 4 to 10 listings a month every month. And she's on it. She's very good. Why is she so good? Because she follows the system. She picks up the phone. She follows up with her clients. They can get a hold of her. She is compassionate with her clients. She follows up with every single lead. And I don't give her any more leads than I do anybody else on my team, and yet she outproduces everybody on my team every day. It blows me away.
What would you say the time she spends working each day? Because, you know, if you go get a salary job, an hourly job, you're going to put in 8 hours. Is she doing that or more, or what is she doing it every day?
You know, honestly, I tell you, she's putting in more than 8 hours a day. She's very good about taking time off, though. She takes at least one day off every single week, which for a buyer's agent is saying something. A lot of agents out there, they all say, oh, I take my weekends off. No, you don't. You're married to your phone. And they haven't learned to separate their business from their personal life, and you have to do that. And I'll tell you that Lindsay has really learned to draw the line between this is what I do and this is who I am. And she takes a vacation once in a while. In fact, every couple of months she'll go to California on vacation for 10 or 20 days, or excuse me, for 7 to 10 days. You know, sometimes as long as 2 weeks. And while she's gone, yeah, she takes care of her business while she's gone, but she's maybe putting in an hour a day while she's out of town. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, you've got to learn to draw that line.
So you've got to work hard, and you've got to have some great sources for business. And you've just given us a number of sources: internet sources, teleprospecting, direct marketing. Those are great sources and really pretty basic. What are some other sources for business?
Oh, here's a good one. How about hosting seminars? You know, there's all kinds of seminars you can do. Seminars for first-time home buyers, seminars for people that want to do a short sale or that are in trouble in their house. You know, how about even seminars for agents in your market? You know, I'll tell you, in my market, I years ago when short sales were really beginning to ramp up, I started holding seminars for agents in my marketplace on short sales, and and it's amazing how many agents out there don't want to do short sales. And so what they would do is I'd go teach the seminar, I'd tell them how to do a short sale, and then a lot of these agents would refer their short sales to me, and I would just pay them a referral fee on the transaction. In fact, so teaching seminars is great. Now, some people that are on the call right now, Eric, frankly, they may not feel as comfortable holding a seminar, or they may say, hey, you know what? I'd rather have Michael come to my market and teach a seminar for the agents in my market, and maybe just kind of promote me while I'm at the seminar. Hey, love to do it. Anybody on your call that can put together a group of agents for me to come speak to, I'd be happy to come out and do a seminar, personally come out and do a seminar for those agents. And I'll tell you, it could be not only a great source for referrals from those agents, but it can also be a great way to recruit buyer's agents or other agents to your team. These seminars that we've done around the country have been great recruiting tools for the companies that have hosted seminars for us. And another thing that it does is it's going to put you on my radar. If I come out and host a seminar, or if rather you're hosting a seminar that I'm coming out and speaking at, let me tell you, I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do to help you become successful. So, seminars could be a really great source.
Well, that's really fantastic that you're willing to come out and actually host the seminar for an agent or the broker owner. And I think what a great idea as far as not only as an avenue or a means to educate your other agents in your office and in the community, but to get exposed to them as a potential employer. I mean, that's brilliant. So you'll do that. Is there a minimum involved, Mike? And I'm really surprised because I know you're busy. You're traveling all over the country talking. First of all, how many people need to be there to get you to come down?
Well, we'd like to see at least 97 registrants for the event, knowing that if we're doing a free event, then, if 97 people sign up, then, usually about half of those will show up. So we'd like to see about 50 people in the room. But Eric, one thing, I thought of as you were saying that, who this is huge for is lenders and loan officers. If you're looking to build relationships with agents in your market, what a better way than hosting an educational seminar for them that doesn't cost them anything.
Right.
I mean, that's a great way to say, hey guys, I'm going the extra mile. I'm bringing added value at every turn, and it's that added value that really sets you apart from the other loan officers. I mean, look at you, Eric. I mean, look at you're doing the Powers Now calls every week. Man, I'm telling you, there's nobody there. I don't know a loan officer in the world that brings more value than you do.
Wow, I appreciate that. And it's all about, educating, and hopefully in terms of they reciprocate by receiving great education each week. They'll consider, Eric Frazier and the team on their next transaction. Well, Mike, we're going to be actually having you down for the Orange County Association of Real Estate Brokers in October. October 5th, I believe, is the date. And so that will be perhaps the soonest, unless you're going to be here earlier. Actually, you are going to be here earlier in September, and I'll tell the audience actually about that. ARIA is hosting an event, and you're going to be one of the speakers. Orange County ARIA is hosting an event on September 16th from 10 to 12, and Michael will be down here, so you can get a chance to meet with him and perhaps talk with him about hosting an event in your area, an educational seminar on short sales. So this is really a fantastic opportunity to grow your business and to educate your agents at the same time. I'm really impressed with that idea. That's perhaps the best idea out of all the ones I think you've given so far. But what are some other ways to generate immediate leads?
Well, referrals are huge, and both lenders and loan officers and real estate agents alike, we're all guilty of not picking up the phone as often as we should. And one of the groups of people that we should be calling are our past clients, and as lenders, and even agents, should be calling other agents and working with those agents to develop business together and passing and sharing referrals back and forth. Also, the top-down short sales have become another good source, especially for those on the call that are doing REO right now. They need to be asking their asset managers about top-down short sales, and in other words, lender-driven short sales. And how might I get involved in doing some of those top-down short sales for that lender? And then again, there's those fee-for-lead services, and I think I touched